Welcome to the Librarian's Midnight Library. I'm your librarian, and the world has finally gone quite enough for a story. Today, we step into the vast, echoing marble halls of the Hall of Echoes to uncover a tale of mystery. Take a deep breath, leave the world behind, and let's begin. There is a valley in the high reaches of the Pyrenees that cannot be found by wind or wing. It is a place of grey stone and silver water, where the very air feels as though it has been filtered through a thousand years of prayer. I went there because I was tired of the noise. The world of man had become a cacophony of shouting, a relentless storm of words that meant nothing. I reached the village of Tacere at twilight. The first thing I noticed was not what was there, but what was missing. There was no barking of dogs, no calling of neighbors, no clatter of silver against plates. The villagers moved like ghosts through the narrow streets, their faces calm, their eyes reflecting the fading light like still mountain lakes. In the center of the village sat a man on a stool of black basalt. He was surrounded by small, meticulously built towers of pebbles. This was the architect of silence. He did not greet me with a hello. He simply looked at the empty space beside him and waited. I said, the silence was so heavy it made my ears ring. It wasn't the silence of an empty room, it was the silence of a deep well. You have too many words in your head. The architect eventually wrote on a slate of slate. He did not speak. His hands were closed, the skin the color of dry earth. Words, he wrote, are leaks in the soul. Every time you speak, you let a little of your essence spill out. You spend your life trying to fill the void with more noise, but the void only grows hungrier. I looked around the village. On every windowsill there were stone towers. Some were tall and jagged, others were smooth and round. These are our thoughts, the architect wrote. When a villager has a thought too heavy to carry, they do not speak it. They find a stone that matches the weight of the thought and they add it to their tower. Once the tower is built, thought is gone. It belongs to the earth now. He gave me a challenge to stay in Tacere for one night. I had to remain perfectly silent, not just in my mouth, but in my mind. If I thought a single word, a name, a hunger, a fear, I would have to leave before the sun touched the peaks. I thought it would be easy. I was wrong. As night fell, the silence became predatory. Without the shield of words, my memories began to fall. I saw faces I had forgotten. I felt shames I had buried. I tried to build a stone tower, but every stone I picked up felt like lead. My mind was a library on fire, and I was trying to douse the flames with water that wasn't there. Then the great sound began. It wasn't a noise you hear with your ears, it was a vibration that started in the soles of my feet and traveled up my spine. It was the sound of the earth turning, it was the sound of the stars burning, it was the sound of the void, and it was terrifyingly beautiful. I realized then why the villagers didn't speak. It wasn't because they hated words, it was because they had heard the truth. And once you hear the truth, words become a costume that no longer fits. I lasted until 4 a.m. A single word slipped through the cracks of my resolve. The word was home. As soon as the thought formed, the stone tower I had been trying to build collapsed. The architect looked at me, a sad, knowing smile on his lips. He pointed toward the path that led back to the world of noise. I left Tacere as the first light turned the grey stones to gold. I returned to the cities, to the shouting, and to the books. I am different now. I still speak and I still write, but I do so with the knowledge that beneath every word I utter, there is a vast silver valley where the stones are waiting to take my weight. I am your librarian and I keep these books because I know that one day we will have said everything there is to say, and on that day we will finally be able to hear the silence. The stones are set and the echoes have faded into the marble. Thank you for journeying to the Hall of Echoes here at the Librarian's Midnight Library. If you found a moment of stillness tonight, please subscribe and leave a comment. Tell me, what is the one word you find hardest to let go of? I am your librarian and I will be waiting for you at the next midnight. Stay curious and sleep well.